Okay, so let's talk about something that's happening right under our feet, literally. The pipes that bring water to your home, they're getting a massive upgrade. We're moving from a simple system of, basic valves and pumps to this vast interconnected digital network. Now, it promises to be way more efficient and to save a resource we absolutely can't live without. But it also opens the door to a completely new kind of threat. So, what exactly is happening to America's water?
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll dive into the hidden crisis that's unfolding under our streets. Then we'll look at the smart water solution that's being rolled out to fix it. We're also going to look at the specific tech arriving at your tap, and then, this is where it gets interesting, we'll pivot to the new digital danger this creates. And finally, we'll have to ask, how do we secure our future?
All right, so why the sudden, urgent need for this huge, multi-billion-dollar overhaul? To really get that, you have to understand the problem that's been hiding in plain sight, or, well, right under our feet. $6.2 billion. That's the amount of funding the EPA is pumping in just to start fixing America's water systems. And yeah, it sounds like a ton of money, but experts are warning that it's really just a down payment on a problem that's been getting worse for decades.
And as the experts are pointing out, this isn't just a problem in one or two cities. No way. We're talking about aging treatment plants, failing dams, and literally thousands of miles of leaky pipelines all across the country. The bottom line is, the system is old and it's breaking down.
So, how do you solve a century-old physical problem? Well, the answer they've come up with is a digital one, a smart one.
This right here is the core concept. Instead of just replacing old pipes with new ones, a smart water grid connects the entire network with sensors and digital controls. You can almost think of it like giving our water supply a nervous system, one that lets utilities see and manage everything as it's happening, in real time.
The biggest benefit here is a huge shift from being reactive to being proactive. So instead of waiting for a massive water main to burst and flood a street, the grid can now identify tiny leaks, it can monitor pressure to prevent breaks from ever happening, and it can even check water quality instantly. It's all about catching problems before they become catastrophes.
So let's get into what this all actually looks like. What is this technology that's getting installed in our own neighborhoods?
So, on the left, that's an acoustic sensor. It literally listens for the faint sound of leaks deep inside the system. And on the right, that's a smart meter. No more waiting for someone to come read it by hand. What you're really looking at here are data-collecting nodes, turning every fire hydrant and every water connection into part of a massive information network.
But maybe the most powerful, and you could say controversial, piece of tech is this one, the remote disconnect meter. This thing gives the utility the power to turn your water service on or off from an office, somewhere miles away, with just the click of a mouse.
Now, according to the manufacturer, Mueller Systems, this is all about making things safer and more efficient. It cuts down on the need to send crews out, which costs time and money. It lets them quickly shut off water for, say, seasonal homes. And it can prevent massive property damage if a pipe bursts when you're on vacation.
And this is where the story takes a very sharp turn. Because all of this incredible new connectivity and remote control creates a huge vulnerability. A vulnerability that just didn't exist with the old clunky mechanical system.
This is the question that's keeping security experts up at night. I mean, the EPA's own strategic plan now lists increasingly sophisticated and prevalent cyber attacks as a serious, major challenge to our national water infrastructure. It's on their radar in a big way.
At the heart of all this is something called SCADA. You can think of it as the digital brain that controls everything from the chemical levels in the water to the pressure in the pipes. And here's the key danger. These SCADA systems used to be totally isolated. Now they're often connected to the internet, which makes them a massive, glowing target for hackers. A recent report for a U.S. Senate committee laid out this terrifying digital divide. Your big, well-funded utilities in major cities, they probably have dedicated cybersecurity staff and modern systems. But the vast majority of our country's water systems are small, they're rural, they're municipal. We're talking places with little to no IT staff, running ancient software, and get this, some might even still be using default factory passwords. It's a huge gap. And that's the crucial point right there, that asymmetry. A hacker can create one tool and use it to attack thousands of similar, vulnerable systems all at once. But each of those thousands of small utilities has to figure out how to defend itself completely on its own. It is a fundamentally unfair fight.
So, given this insane risk, how do we secure these new smart grids? How do we get all the amazing benefits without the potential for a complete catastrophe?
Well, cybersecurity experts have a pretty clear, multi-layered strategy. It starts with the basics, like completely separating the network that controls the water from the one that handles customer billing. It means using strong passwords and multi-factor authentication. And it demands that you are constantly, proactively hunting for weaknesses and always monitoring for threats.
This is the new way of thinking. It's just not enough anymore to build a digital wall and hope nobody climbs over it. The future of water security is all about creating systems that can actively detect, deceive, and disrupt cyber threats automatically before a human operator even knows they're under attack.
And that really leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? The technology to create a more efficient, a more responsive, and a more resilient water system is already here. But with every single new connection we add and every new remote valve we install, we're also introducing a brand new potential point of failure. The race is officially on to make sure our security can evolve just as fast as our technology.